Thursday, 12th May 2016, Yoweri Museveni took his sixth oath to offer leadership anchored on the NRM manifesto. Prominent then for the upcoming 5 years was the slogan Kisanja Hakuna Muchezo, translated in English as a term without play or jokes, whose projection results would be to lift Uganda's households out of poverty. To achieve that, priority would be on value addition on cash crops like coffee and cotton through processing, job creation, peace and stability, improvement in education, electricity generation, focus on ICT as means of driving the country into a middle-income economy by 2030, and irrigation in drought areas, among others. 5 years on, the President and NRM have entered what they like to call a new social contract with the people of Uganda, and a new manifesto to deliver on is in place. And as the President could be rehearsing parade inspection on Wednesday, 12th May, I go out to understand how many of his promises were fulfilled. Without definite figures, I relied on experts who have given their lives to plowing through the NRM manifesto, government policy documents and other literature to understand how NRM has performed in this 5-year term that ends on Tuesday.
All governments would want to justify, legitimize themselves into power, and will always claim that they have achieved. However, when we look at what they promised, I think they are elusive promises.
Some of them were general. When you just say, I'm going to create jobs, you certainly are going to create jobs and some jobs will be lost. But even then, you promise yourself up to how much. If it was that detailed to say, I'll create 200,000 jobs per year, then we can go back and reflect on your progress. Have you created 1 million jobs in the 5 years? So but they were speaking to the needs of the people, and they promised to address those needs of the people. So it is very hard to really squeeze out and say, this is the progress made within the 5 years. But at least we can see that the government has been engaged in trying to fulfill these promises, with a lot not done, to the level that satisfies, I believe, even the people in government themselves.
Dr. Fred Muhumuza, an economist and lecturer at Makerere University, has on many occasions advised government on policy and has a view not different from Wambutsi and Devesa, a history lecturer at the same university.
There was supposed to be job creation. I don't know how many youth or Ugandans are now employed or have got employment. The general perception is that the employment situation is as dire as it was.
On poverty eradication, for instance, this state of being extremely poor has risen in all regions of the country except northern Uganda, as per the 2016-2017 National Household Survey by the Uganda Bureau of Statistics. So what went wrong? The Director NRM Manifesto Implementation, Willis Bashasha, boasts of achievements in key sectors, pointing out the setting up of factories, construction of highways, building of at least a primary school per parish and a seed secondary school per sub-county, the new Nile Bridge, an increase in power generation to over 1,000 megawatts, among others.
I can, with confidence, say that the hardware for purposes of moving this country is on. Had it not been probably for COVID, which came in as an ambush, maybe many of our agenda. And I'm glad even the other day the Minister of Finance was telling us that at the moment we are around 968. This is the GDP per capita. So we are a few shillings or dollars to our target of middle income.
Security and ICT seem to be the only sectors where experts agree there was much improvement without any external attack in the 5 years. But for many Ugandans, security has been elusive, especially in relation to rampant abductions and kidnaps in parts of the country. Understandably, any government would blame COVID-19 for the shortfalls, but both sides indeed agree that as the President prepares to take his 7th oath, he's got to do better for the necessary services that are not reaching the grassroots.
I would tell him that first, on the democratic front, he should allow more participation of citizens so that we would not spend even more money on security just to put down those people who have got the views. Dissenting views should not be criminalized, and that will bring a consensus, and we shall not need to spend much more money like that. Two, I would tell him to change direction and emphasize institutions.
We need to find a way, how do you increase the incomes of household people? Because that's a starting point. And for me, for all stimulus packages, you need to be looking at that household. Without it, There is no purchase in the arcades. The traders in the arcades will not pay their rent. They will move out. Those who got borrowed loans to build the arcades will have a problem paying the bank. The bank will have a problem without loans paid. It's a non-performing asset. So you really will have to go back and say, at what point should I intervene?
And as for the slogan, term without play, lack of efficiency in government and corruption for which it was formulated will surely be left behind by the term and the slogan itself, both of which expire on Wednesday as the same president takes oath on the same day for his 6th elective term of office and his 7th since capturing power through an armed rebellion. Edward Muhumuza, NTV.